Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the U in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy,
where we give you the courtesy of conversation
that's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm T-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to catch us every Friday, 7 p.m. on the Friday Fix, and every Sunday at 1 p.m. on the Sunday Town Hall. So, sir, how are you today?
I'm good today, man. I'm good. You know, it's been a great day, you know what I mean, all around, but it's normally a pretty messed up day in the news because we do have a president who is pretty much whimsical, and every other day he got something crazy to say or does some other crazy stuff, and today was no different.
Yes.
Republicans vote against move to stop ICE deporting U.S. citizens. House Republicans have voted down an effort to block immigration enforcers from using federal resources to detain or deport U.S. citizens. During the House Judiciary Committee meeting on Wednesday, Democrats tabled amendments to a sweeping budget bill that President Donald Trump has dubbed One Big Beautiful Bill. One amendment introduced by Representative Pramila Jayapal, or Pramila Jayapal, the Democrat from the Washington state, sought to make clear immigration and customs enforcement cannot detain or deport U.S. citizens under any circumstances. GOP lawmakers killed that amendment. Trump in April floated the idea of sending U.S. citizens convicted of violent crimes to El Salvador. The new Trump administration has also been accused of flouting court orders and deporting migrants without due process following campaign promises of mass deportation. The administration has denied such accusations. Any such moves risk a clash with the U.S. Supreme Court, which has said in a ruling last month that any deportee should first be given due process through the courts. Recent polling suggests Americans are also evenly divided over Trump's handling of immigration. On April 5th, Trump told reporters on Air Force One, "We have some horrible criminals, American grown, born, and that he is, all for sending them to prisons in El Salvador. I don't know what the law says on that," he added. Asked about Trump remarks, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, "The president has said if it's legal, if there's a legal pathway to do that, he's not sure if." Asked about Trump's remarks, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said, "The president has said if it's legal, if there's a legal pathway to do that, he's not sure. We're not sure if there is. It's an idea he has simply floated and has discussed in an effort of transparency." Democrats have also raised concerns over removal of American children that were sent to Honduras with their mothers.
So, I mean, people need to understand what's about to happen here pretty soon. And I told you during the summer, I mean, that's when it's going to be mostly the pinnacle of where everything's going to happen. They're going to start deporting U.S. citizens. You've been born here. Your family's been here. You've been here for generations, right? And you're going to say, well, how can they do this? And at first, they're going to do it to the brown folks because, you know, everyone around them's not going to worry about it because it's not going to affect them. Then they're going to start getting rid of their political rivals. So everybody needs to buckle down, buy guns while you still can, and be able to defend your homestead. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, what's about to happen really quickly is that our shelves, I think we have about, maybe by the time you see this, maybe a week and a half left of supplies before, you know, your shelves start to get empty. And that's going to cause a panic off tops. And then, you know, but when they start trying to deport U.S. citizens, that's basically they can just pick whoever they want.
We've already kind of discussed this before. We told you guys it was going to come to this. We've been very critical of the administration talking about deporting United States citizens. This is what I personally feel. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but I personally feel is they understood that getting rid of immigrants, when he came out and said they are, poisoning the blood of America, we know what that means, correct? He comes out and saying they're eating the cat, they're eating the dogs. That's Haitians, Latinos. We knew who he was talking about. He was able to get rid of them because legally under the law, they're not citizens of the United States. Now he's like, okay, how do I get rid of the people who look like me being a black man? How do you get rid of those people? Because legally, they're all citizens. They were born here. They've lived here their entire lives. We don't even know where they're really from. In reality, Some of them come from Africa. Some of them may come from here. We don't know. How do we get rid of those people? Oh, I know. Why don't we make a law that says if they're extreme criminals, we can ship them out the country too? And what have they done the entire time in the history of this country when it comes to the penal system? Over-policed black people.
Well, they created
the entire time.
They created the whole felony system to give black people felonies so they wouldn't be able to vote. That's where the felony system comes from. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's a fun fact, folks. The Aryan Brotherhood was created actually in prison because there were so many black people in jail that when they actually had to lock up a white dude, there wasn't enough of them in there. So they created the Aryan Brotherhood to actually protect themselves because the black folks were over-policed.
Over-policed. I mean, people say that we're, you guys are more violent, you commit more crimes. No, we're just over-policed. That's just a fact.
Hey, brother, we learn from the best.
I mean, no, it's a fact that our communities are well over-policed. We've talked about this. When you look at the fentanyl crisis, see all the deaths happening in your neighborhoods of your people, that means that's a lot of crime. Just the deaths itself, not crime, but you think that's the first time these people has bought drugs? That's a crime. Selling the drugs, that's a crime. Getting the money to buy the drugs, probably committing a lot of crimes in the process of that.
Well, those are all crimes. That's why they changed all the laws, remember? Because like when the heroin and fentanyl crisis started happening, they realized that they had to give Tommy the same time they're giving Tyrone. I remember meeting people and they're like, look, my brother just went to jail for 5 years because he had 2 pills on him. I'm like, well, that's what they would hit us with. And so that's why they were trying to revamp the whole system because it showed how they affected them. But I mean, back to the topic, people are going to start disappearing because they're going to figure out a way to do it.
They've already started doing it. They've got these little kids. They're talking about a case of a 2-year-old girl who's basically, she had cancer and they kicked her out. She's an American citizen. Her mother was not. So they reported the mother saying, hey, you want to leave your kid here? Who are you going to leave the kid with? They know that. Why? I mean, if the mother had not committed a crime other than being in this country, and we know that that's just a civil crime, that's not like a criminal crime. We all know that. But if you're starting to deport people who are here legally, you're already talking about it. You're not willing to pass measures that say you will not do that. You're asking, like, okay, when we were talking about Marco Rubio said he's going to figure out a way to start deporting the most violent people, deporting from this country, citizens of this country.
And who gets to define violence? Who does?
They do. They get to define whatever they. Marco Rubio is a shield for Israel. I don't even want to hear him talk about violence, crime, nothing at all. I think his family were immigrants. I think his parents were immigrants. I think he's a first generation American. Who is he to talk about deporting anyone from this country? It's crazy to me to listen to you guys talk about this, and half you people are, hey, yeah, that's a good idea. You know what, man? You guys never cared about America to begin with. We knew that. We knew that a long time ago when you ran in the Capitol. We knew that when you talked about when you talked about Colin Kaepernick. We knew that for many generations. The civil rights movement, since slavery. We knew this for a very long time.
Wes, they actually came out with a report where they said a lot of people that voted for him actually expected him to break the Constitution and break laws and do whatever because that's what they wanted. They wanted authoritarian style government. It all happened as soon as Obama became president. These people looked at this country and said, it's no longer our country anymore. We have to make a new one. And that's exactly what they're doing now. And a lot of lives are going to be at risk. First, a lot of you are going to starve. You're going to lose your money because in about a week or two, you're about to feel the effects.
Absolutely.
Really, really bad. Really bad.
Look what just happened in Arkansas. We just told you guys, hey, we're not helping your state out. And Arkansas is one of the poorest states in the country. I mean, most of it is like that state's completely basically a red state. Up and down the line, that votes Republican. I mean, as far as the presidential election goes, that's an easy Republican W every single time. He told you guys, I ain't giving you nothing because they don't care about you. But you guys are so filled with hate. Again, back to Lyndon B. Johnson.
Sarah Sanders Huckabee asked him to reconsider sending that stuff, the FEMA help. No one's getting FEMA. They're actually taking one of the FEMA bases and doing something. It's like an underground base. They're doing something with it. And they asked them, hey, what are you guys redoing with this? And they said it's confidential.
Wasn't it 40 people died? 40 people. Now, I mean, that sounds like, that's not from a tornado, bruh. From a tornado. We don't hear about that kind of stuff happening from tornadoes.
And that's just
like 100 and something tornadoes.
Think about how many people were injured and they're still injured. How many
homes had to be destroyed to kill 40 people in a tornado? You know what I mean? Like, but it was multiple tornadoes. It wasn't just one. We've had like, I think 100 and something tornadoes in a short period of time in our country. But you're telling our people, no, you won't help them out. So what do we think is happening with our country, man? Like, we talk about losing our country. We're losing our country to the sycophants, the weirdos, and the dummies of this country. The ones who you only want to ever listen to talk.
The country is lost. We're all just sitting here pretending like it's going to be okay in 4 years, but it's not. And I told you by the summertime, you're going to realize exactly what kind of mess
it's going to be. It's going to be sooner than that. Like you said, we only got a few weeks left of stuff on the shelves, man, and it's gonna turn into chaos from there. He's telling you already. He said, "Hey,
stock up on your canned foods. Stock up if you have time and you have money. Buy yourself some guns. Buy yourself a couple of pieces of cardboard so you can cardboard up your windows. Try to get security cameras and try to get you something where you can actually power your home without having to use the electricity that's coming from the electricity company. The more self-sufficient you can be in these times, the safer you and your family will be. Because when you have to leave your house and forage, or if you have enough space for somebody to come and take your stuff, then you're going to fill out the reality of what's going on in your city and your town."
Absolutely. And he also told you already that instead of buying $30, you might only be able to get $2 this year because the prices will be high and there may not be the inventory on the shelves.
They were saying even the 4th of July celebration is about to be bad. You know,